Punching in, we back, Ep.5. Yes, Kid Wave back in the building. Um, you know, trying to get everything back in order. I know I said that the last episode, but just keep falling into shit. You know how life goes. Life can throw you off track a little bit. Smoking a little bit. We kind of backed up, kind of a couple weeks back from the last card being 297 that we talked about. I can just give y'all a quick breeze through that because it's really, I'm pretty sure everybody's seen what was going on. Controversial card. Towards the end, I would say a controversial card. I like that. A lot of people shat on the card. People said it was whack. I don't know. Okay. So we got. So from what I remember, all the Canadian fighters lost on this card, which was kind of crazy. This was in Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. Malcolm Gordon lost to Jimmy Flick by submission in the second round. Jasmine Jasudavicius won in the third round by submission against Cachoeira. Cachoeira, I don't know what the fuck she got going on, but it's looking like by one more loss, she's gonna have to kick rocks because you can't just keep getting your ass beat like that. And your personal highlight reel for people, it's ridiculous. Sam Patterson caught a submission on Johan Lanese in the first round. Early prelims, I'm guessing, it just straight up was not even guessing. It was just straight up finishes, 3 submission finishes back to back. In the prelim card, straight up, it seemed to be three decisions and 1 KO. Jillian Robinson got the KO on Polyana Viana. I remember Robinson looked on game. Viana didn't look like she was all the way there. There was something going on neurologically, I feel. I don't know. It just Viana was supposed to win that fight. One fight I did like was Tavares in City. That was a good fight. Sergio City and Ramon Tavares, they fought in the Contender Series, and then they ended up running it back on this card. I thought that was a smart idea because that was a competitive fight. Tavares got the win, but a lot of people had a controversy that said it was a controversial win. A lot of people felt like that City won. I don't know. I can run it back and see it for yourself. I think Tavares had the better shots going into the second and third. That first was kind of shaky, yeah, but I mean, come on. Sean Wood, the one highlight that was funny was Sean Woodson and Charles Jourdain. Such a close fight. Woodson, obviously, like I said, like I called it in the preview, when we were previewing the card in the last episode, I said that Woodson with his longer reach, he was gonna be able to find his jab more and being able to, stick with that slick Boston style boxing that he always has. It was evident. I like Jourdain. Jourdain is always game, but I mean Woodson, come on. Woodson is that guy, man. He's pretty good, man. What I did find funny was at the end when they felt like I guess Jourdain felt like he won the fight, and then Woodson thought he lost. He was like, "You lying?" That shit was funny. I ain't even gonna lie. And then the final prelim was Garrett Armfield versus Brad Katona, which was a competitive fight. But Garrett Armfield, he managed to edge it out. Not a good look for Brad Katona. Fresh off of winning tough again, then you get into UFC again, and your first fight is a loss. I don't know what it is. I don't know. This just shows that 135 is really that stacked of a fucking class, because for him to win tough 2 times and to get in there and still showing that he's still having some sort of difficulty being able to progress through the division, it just shows how stacked up the division really is. That shit is not a joke at all. 135 is fucking steep right now. It's like there's a lot of stars right now. I can name them, but we sit here all fucking day. We try to make this a quick one for y'all. Then we go to the main. The main was pretty competitive too. I like the main card. Arnold Allen and Movsar Evloev relentless with the takedown. Like I said before, I said that Arnold Allen was going to need to have a grappling heavy approach. People say that his style is, it's boring. And I guess, if you're not a fan of grappling and you're not a fan of that jiu-jitsu style, then you're not a fan of wrestling in general, you're not gonna like that style. You just chalk it up to that, in my opinion. I felt like it was a good fight. Arnold Allen put up a good fight. We go on to the next one. Chris Curtis and Marc-Andre Barriault. I had Barriault winning this, but Chris Curtis, man, he did the job. I mean, this fight, I don't really say this about too many fights. I felt like this fight was kind of boring. Not gonna lie. I felt like it was in there more or less sparring with each other than it was really a fight. Nobody really was trying to push the pace for. It just seemed like they were just trying to point each other. It wasn't necessarily like somebody was going in for the kill or anything like that. I don't know. Maybe if they run it back, maybe we get a different result. Who knows? But Chris Curtis got the decision after 3 rounds. Regular. After that, though, Neil Magny and Mike Malott. I had Mike Malott going into this just because I felt like he was on a cheese. He's on this train that can't be stopped. And man, dude, I was fucking wrong. Neil Magny. That's all I could really say. Neil Magny he was able to dig deep and find what the fuck he needed to find and get the finish. And in the third round, it was steep. By the second round, Malott started to fade. He started to fade bad. Cardio is something that he definitely needs to work on, and especially against getting into the 170 class, start going against vets at 170, dudes that's been around here. This was a test for him, and he failed this test. So, I mean, you already know how it works. Niggas ain't gonna get that many tests. You fail off rip, it's gonna start looking a little funny in the light for you, buddy. But you got after that Raquel Pennington and Myra Bueno Silva. I'll say I liked the fight. It was competitive. Silva started to gas out by the third round, going into the fourth, going into the championship rounds where Bueno needed to kick it up. She wasn't. She faded, and Pennington, like I said, I felt like Pennington was gonna, she was gonna go in there and be the dog that I know her to be. She's underrated. People shit on her. She's a good fighter. She's a hell of a fighter. And now we get to see her shut this bitch up. Fucking Juliana Penn. Sorry to anybody that's a fan of her. She just does too much for me. Too much. It's like, bruh, come on. We gonna get it together now. But after that, I mean, it's the main event. It was Strickland, Duplessis. I don't know. A lot of people was calling it a robbery. I don't know what the fuck y'all was watching. I felt like, personally, Sean looked good in the first, and then that was about it. Especially as a defending champion, Sean looked like complete. I'm not gonna say complete dog shit. He didn't do what a champion was supposed to do. And the champion is supposed to defend in all assets. So that means on takedowns, that means, being up a little, like just not being backed up to the fence, all types of things that kind of measures into the fight. And Duplessis did everything that he had to do to get this belt. He hurt him, he made him bleed, he took him down, he pressured him in the center of the octagon, he pressured against the cage. I don't know if certain people read the fucking rules of MMA or how this shit really works and stuff, but That fight wasn't close by any shot. Like, it really wasn't. Like, you can't tell me that you're a champion and all you have is a jab and a 1-2, and you think that you're about to go through a fight where somebody's kicking you, punching you, hitting with overhands, taking you down, beating you on the ground. Oh, no way did you think that you were going to fucking defend the title that way? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I see a lot of people calling it a robbery because of, I guess, the damage that. And sure enough, he had damage. I'm not gonna lie, but in the grand scheme of things, Duplessis was fighting body kicks, leg kicks, and he caught a couple of overhands, and the overhands that did catch him, cracked Strickland, and it made him bleed. So it's just, I don't really know where the fucking debate is about, you know. But I mean, there was that. There was, after that was the fight. Was the 2 fight nights after was fucking Dolidze and Imavov, and I had Dolidze, but Imavov got the win. That was a weird fight. That was a weird fight. It was a kind of a dud. But what we gotta talk about from that card was definitely Renato Moicano getting Drew Dober up out of here. He kind of whooped on Drew Dober. That shit was kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Money Moicano is not here to play in 2024. Niggas better keep their eyes peeled on the kid. Randy Brown and Muslim Salikov was fire. But Randy Brown really caught that knockout like that. That was fire. So, I don't know what's next for Rude Boy, but he's a real force at 170. And when he start getting into that top 15, top 10, boy, I personally feel like that nigga can give a couple niggas in welterweight a little problem. He had the fight that definitely, like, 2 beautiful Brazilian women, Viviane Araújo and Natalia Silva, shall I say? It's just, Silva's nasty. Silva's sick. She's well composed, well trained. Like her technique, her kicks, everything, the stance, everything is just. There ain't even really much to say. She won off of this pure decision, but it was an outclass damn near, and she's a problem at flyweight. With women's flyweight 125, she's a complete problem. And then there was two other fights. Those 2 other fights were pretty decent. Other 2 fights that I do remember happening was at least one of them I know had to do with Gilbert Urbina. I know he took an L. I don't know. Kind of hard to call with that guy. You know, it's just, fighting is a tough sport. Yeah, y'all should know that by now. Other things I got on the docket. Oh shit! Before I fucking forget, they definitely just called the card for Tim Tsuyu and Keith Thurman, and they also got Rolly and Pitbull, Isaac Cruz, whatever you want to call him. I'll say between Rolly and Pitbull, I think Pitbull is gonna be too composed for that dude. I see Pitbull going and taking that belt from that kid, and Pitbull gonna fuck around and make himself a name at 140 and make himself a nigga that niggas gotta fight, because it's been seeming like niggas do not want to fight Pitbull at all, and I can understand. It's a tough one. And then you got Tim Tsuyu and Keith Thurman. That's a tough fight for Keith Thurman. I like Keith Thurman. Tim Tsuyu is a monster right now. He's kind of wilding on niggas right now. I ain't even gonna lie. You know, I think he can be beat though. Let's not get it fucked up. Like, he's a monster, but monsters can't be fucking conquered. Like, let's be clear. It's just it matters who it is. Though. He ain't somebody that's composed that's gonna get in there with him. That's not gonna let them just low boy him. It's a hard call between those two though. It's definitely gonna be an entertaining boxing card coming up. There's been a lot of shit going on in boxing too though. They just definitely said that Haney and Garcia is about to finally do it. So I'm definitely hyped to see that happen. I don't know where they're gonna do it at. I mean, I smell Vegas or LA. They definitely probably might do it out in the West, but that's a fight. That's a fight. They're gonna sell it too. I mean, they might go about it a little cringeworthy just because of Garcia is very cringeworthy. He comes off as very corny sometimes. That's just my opinion. But we'll see how this goes. I mean, I think Haney's beat him before. It's not like he can't beat him again. Obviously, this is the pros. There's no headgear and everything like that, so it's gonna be a different ball game. But still, I think Haney still got the skills to pay the bills. And just the movement, all types of shit. It's just nothing that Garcia's been in there with for him to withstand. So it's just something that he'll have to see. For what right now I see 300 is fucking crazy. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. 300 is bananas. And that's what I got next on the docket. 300. I ain't gonna really dig too deep in it because, but nigga, 300 is wild. Right now they said Holloway and Gaethje, BMF title, for what I can remember. I remember Rakic and Blachowicz being on there. I think is on there, which is bananas. Fucking drawing a blank. It's Garbrandt and fucking Figueiredo was gonna be out there. Jim Miller and fucking Bobby Green is gonna be up there, which is that's crazy. You got, it's just completely stacked. Holly Holm, Kayla Harrison, fucking, Zhang Wei Li, we're going against Xiaonan, first female Chinese title fight, which is gonna be a fucking historic bout. You got. God, there's so much shit on that card. There's just so much shit on that card. It's just Dana and them is losing a fucking marbles. That's all I can really get. That's all I can really say. But what I really will get at though is that right now we're looking at a crazy year for combat sports. Even with this happening with this weekend. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna really get too deep into it, but y'all should know in 298 that Volk lost the title to Topuria. You know what I'm saying? We got the poster right here and everything. Shout out to the brother CJ for looking out for the kid though and everything. But yeah, son, this is looking real heavy. I'm gonna cover that on the next episode and shit. I just wanted to make this a real quick punch because there's been a lot of shit going on, but it ain't really too crazy like that. It's just, other than that, we had, what? You had Volk losing to Topuria. You had Costa going against, oh boy, Whitaker. And that shit, crazy fight. What I will give y'all from that, no matter what Costa do, Costa can be a fucking buffoon outside of the ring, outside of the octagon, shall I say. But he definitely knows how to put on a fight, though. That's all I can really say. He's an entertaining fighter. And his fights, when he's in the octagon, trained and ready to go, it makes up for the fucking antics that he does outside of the fucking octagon. But, I ain't gonna lie, we can make this real quick and wrap this up for y'all real quick, because niggas got other shit to do today. But I'm definitely coming at y'all with another one, possibly about 3 to 4 days. And I'm gonna definitely talk about 298. I'm gonna be able to fully cover 300. Talk about 299 that's coming up. We also got Moreno and Figueiredo coming up, which is Moreno and Figueiredo 2, which is this fucking weekend that's coming up, which is gonna be like, that's just, you already know. Moreno got it the first time, and he got it by knockout fast. And I remember he socked the shit out of him, because that was a fast fight night. I remember that one. So we're going to have to see what happens this time. Because if luck strikes twice, that's going to be bananas. But it's punching in. Salute, y'all. Yes, sir.